Hey folks, welcome back to another video, short one this one. It's supposed to be a bit thought-provoking. It's not going to give you any hard and fast answers on this subject, but I'd love to know your thoughts. Chuck them in the comments below at some point during this video. Should we all be using assisted braking devices, seeing as though it's 2024 and there's various options on the market these days? Clearly we didn't used to use them because they didn't exist, but now they do. I do use them quite a lot. Let's go sport climbing first. We've got the Edelrid pinch here that Edelrid were kind enough to send. I got it in the mail yesterday. I had a pre-production one that I had to send back. I didn't have quite enough time really to kind of get to know it properly and do a video on it, so hopefully I'll be able to do that with this one now. So I will do a video on this in due course. Pretty versatile device, but limited because it's only one slot, so you can only use it on a one rope system. Now in the UK, we nearly always use half ropes, double ropes, same thing on trad climbing for a few reasons. Partly our routes wander around a lot. You've got gear on the left, gear on the right. Often we'll abseil down to the start of them or down afterwards, and we don't have things like bolted belays and stuff, so being able to have two ropes and do that length abseil is super beneficial. Rockfall impacts on half ropes as well. If one gets damaged, the other might be okay. So there's some advantages, but a lot of the rest of the world climb trad on a single. We can do that in the UK. There's a ton of climbing you can do in the UK on a single rope. Perhaps we overuse half ropes, but that's a personal choice, isn't it? Clearly though, if we're using half ropes, double ropes, we have to get rid of the pinch, the Petzl, Gree, Neox, Pilot, Revo, Mammoth Smart, all sorts of things we can't use if we're using two ropes. So if we're going to say, why aren't we using an assisted braking device? Oh, they're only for single slots. You can discount all them. But actually these days, and I've done a full video on this, probably more than one, on the Edelrid Gigajoule. I've had this for some years now. Outside were kind enough to supply it to me, which is very kind of them. And it is the device that lives on my harness for trad stuff, whether it's work or play. Versatile, and you can actually swap it from manual to assisted. Importantly, it's got two slots, hasn't it? So I can use it on trad with half ropes, and I obviously regularly do. There's other devices as well, like the Alpine Click Up. I'm sure there's others as well, but those are the main two that I'll occasionally see. See quite a lot of these, less so of the Alpine Click Up. But what are the reasons not to use an assisted device? Okay, we've discounted the single slot ones, but in terms of these ones, if we're using two ropes, that's not really an excuse anymore. I'll just lie that down before it falls down. I guess the biggest reason for not using them is they are a bit of a pain sometimes. They're not as smooth as belaying with an unassisted device. It does take a bit of getting used to. You've got to use the right diameters, the right carabiner, otherwise it's just not a pleasant experience. But does pleasant even matter? The thing is, obviously, if I'm belaying from above, I might be in guide mode, so then there's various things that give you that auto-blocking kind of facility. But if I'm belaying a leader, and I'm on like a manual device, an unassisted device, if I get hit by a rock and my mate falls off, well, if there's no one holding on, they're taking a fall, aren't they? And that could be catastrophic. If the same scenario happens and I'm belaying in an assisted mode style, then all being well, they're going to be okay, aren't they? There is some slip on these, depends on the rope crab combination. So even if they fall off and it's really slow fall, it's still better than a proper no friction, or getting friction from gear and stuff, but a realistically no friction fall. Like I said, this video was purely thought-provoking. I'd love to know your thoughts. What do you reckon? Should we all go and buy a Gigajoule or something similar and have assisted only, or am I chatting rubbish and you want to stick with manual? Let me know what you think. Also let me know if you've got any good analogies for this. I kind of like the seatbelt one to some extent. If you're driving your car, the first defence to not having an accident is not having an accident in the first place, not crashing. But if something does happen, the seatbelt, airbags, they help you, don't they? But it's not a perfect analogy. If you've got a better one, let me know. click the like button, smash the subscribe button, fire us on Insta, fire us on Facebook, use the Buy Me Coffee link to support the channel, chuck those comments below because I am genuinely interested. All the support, massively appreciated. As always though, big thanks for watching, more videos coming up very soon.